my first night shift at St. Mary's Hospital, the charge nurse pulled me aside. She didn't smile, didn't lower her voice. She just said, "Whatever you do, don't open room for 117. I laughed. I thought it was one of those dark jokes nurses use to survive long nights and bad news. She didn't laugh back. "Maintenance keeps it locked," she continued. "If you see the light on, call me. Don't go inside." I nodded, still not taking it seriously. Hospitals are full of rumors, empty rooms, old wings, stories that grow in the dark. Room 417 was at the end of the east hallway, far from the nurse's station. The lights dimmed automatically there. The air felt colder and stale, like it hadn't been disturbed in years. Door was painted white. No room number, just a faint outline where 417 had once been. At 2:13 a.m., my pager vibrated. "Call light, room 417. I stopped walking. My pulse spiked. "That has to be a system error," I muttered. Room 417 wasn't active. No patient, no chart. I checked the monitor board. Every room was green, except one, 417 blinking red. The hallway lights flickered. I told myself I'd just stand outside the door. Just check the panel. Just reset the call light. I reached the door. The handle was cold, ice cold. The call light inside stopped ringing. Silence. I should have walked away. Instead, I knocked. No answer. I placed my hand on the door and felt something on the other side. A presence. Then a voice whispered, weak, strained, close. "You weren't supposed to come." My hand fell back. The door handle turned on its own, and slowly room 417 opened. The door opened just enough for the light to spill into the hallway. It wasn't hospital light. It was dim, yellowed, like an old bulb that should have burned out years ago. I didn't step inside. I couldn't. The air coming from the room smelled wrong, not disinfectant, not decay, something metallic like cold blood and dust. "Hello," I said, my voice barely steady. Inside, a hospital bed sat in the center of the room, occupied. A man lay there, then under a wrinkled sheet. His chest rose and fell, slow but steady. His eyes were open, staring straight at the ceiling. The monitors beside him were dark, unplugged. "That's not possible," I whispered. Every patient had monitors. Every patient had a chart. I scanned the walls. No whiteboard. No patient name, no date. Just blank paint where something had been scraped off. "You came back," the man said. His voice was dry, cracked, like he hadn't spoken in a long time. I'm sorry," I stammered. "I think there's been a mistake." He turned his head slowly toward me. "You always say that." My stomach tightened. "Who are you?" I asked. He smiled faintly. "I was in this room before it was empty." I stepped back into the hallway, heart racing. "I need to get a doctor," I said. "You already did," he replied. I froze. "The last one never left," he continued calmly. "None of them do." The lights flickered again. I noticed something that made my blood run cold. The man's wrist. No hospital band. Instead, faint scars, deep, circular, like restraints. "When did you arrive here?" I asked quietly. He laughed, a soft, tired sound. "Time doesn't work right in this room," he said. "It just repeats." My pager vibrated again. "Call light, room 417. The man's eyes shifted to the door behind me. "They're calling you," he said. "You should answer." "I'm already here," I whispered. He slowly raised his hand and pointed at the hallway. "No," he said. "They're calling the next one." The hallway lights went out, complete darkness, and behind me, I heard the door begin to close. The door didn't close completely. It stopped inches from the frame, like something inside wanted it left open. The emergency lights flickered on, bathing the hallway in a dull red glow. My heart hammered in my chest as I backed away from the doorway, keeping my eyes locked on the patient. He hadn't moved, still lying there, still breathing. "You shouldn't stand in the doorway," he said calmly. "That's where they stay. I whispered. He shifted slightly, the mattress creaking under his weight. "The ones who tried to help," he said. "The ones who didn't leave when they were told." My pager buzzed again, louder this time. "Code blue, East Wing." My blood ran cold. There was no code blue listed on the board. No alarms. Just my pager, calling me somewhere that didn't exist. "I have to go," I said. You can, he replied, but the room won't forget you. I turned and hurried down the hallway. Every step felt heavier, like the floor was pulling me back. When I reached the nurse's station, the charge nurse looked up at me, eyes wide, face pale. You opened it, she said. It wasn't a question. I didn't mean to, I replied. There's a patient inside. He's alive. Her expression didn't change. No, she said quietly. There hasn't been a patient in 417 for 12 years. She pulled open a drawer and slid a thin folder across the desk. Dust puffed into the air. Room 417 incident reports. Inside were photos. Restraints bolted to the bed. Scratches on the walls. Blood stains that looked scrubbed but never fully gone. The last report made my stomach twist. Patient name, Daniel H. Status, deceased cause, complications during overnight observation. Under it, a handwritten note. Do not assign staff alone. Do not respond to call light. Keep room empty. I just spoke to him, I whispered. The charge nurse met my eyes. He talks, she said. He always has. My pager vibrated again. Same message. Call light, room 417. Slowly, she looked toward the east hallway. He only calls people who listen, she added. A scream echoed faintly down the corridor. Not loud. Not sudden, long, strained, tired. The charge nurse swallowed. That's why we lock it, she said. Because once you answer, you become part of the room. The lights flickered, and somewhere down, the east wing room 417 rang again. The scream stopped. Not suddenly, it faded like someone slowly losing the strength to keep crying. The charge nurse looked at me, then at the east hallway. Don't move, she said. Security is on the way, but we both knew that was a lie. There was no security posted on night shifts anymore. Not since the last incident. My pager buzzed again. Not a call light this time. A message. 417, where are you? My hand started shaking. I didn't give the room my number, I whispered. The charge nurse's voice dropped. It doesn't need it. Down the hallway, footsteps echo. Slow. Bare. Uneven. Someone was walking toward us from the east wing. A nurse appeared from the darkness. Young. Pale. Hair tied back in a loose bun. Her badge swung as she walked. L. Morales are in my stomach dropped. That's impossible, the charge nurse whispered. She quit years ago, she said. No, she didn't quit. The nurse stopped under the flickering light. Her eyes were hollow. Exhausted. I answered the call, she said flatly. The charge nurse stepped forward. Lena, you shouldn't be here. Lena smiled faintly. He said he was cold, she replied, and he remembered my name. My pager buzzed again. 417, you left the door open, the lights dimmed further. Lena turned her head slowly toward the east hallway. He doesn't like that, she said. Who, I asked. She looked at me. The room, she answered. A deep metallic sound echoed through the hospital. The sound of a door locking. Then another, and another, all along the east wing. The charge nurse grabbed my arm. You need to leave, now. Before I could respond, Lena stepped closer to me. You're new, she said softly. That's why he wants you. Wants me for what? I asked. Her eyes filled with something close to regret. To stay, she said. Behind us, the hallway lights went out completely. Only one door remained lit at the far end, room 417. Its call light glowing steadily, waiting. Lena didn't blink, not once. The charge nurse let go of my arm slowly, like she already knew this was over. You don't remember dying, do you? She asked Lena quietly. Lena tilted her head. I remember staying late, she said. I remember hearing the call light. I remember opening the door. Her voice softened. I don't remember leaving. The call light in room 417 pulsed once, twice. The hallway air grew thick, pressing against my chest. What is that room? I whispered. The charge nurse finally answered. It's not haunted, she said. It's hungry. The words settled heavy in the silence. She continued, eyes never leaving the hallway. Years ago, a patient died in there during observation. Equipment failure. No backup. No one responded to the call light in time. My stomach twisted. They locked the room, she said. Not because he died, but because something stayed. The call light rang again, louder. He learned, Lena said calmly, how to keep people with him. The lights above us flickered violently. The charge nurse backed away. It feeds on attention, she said, on care, on people who don't walk away. Lena stepped toward the hallway. I didn't walk away, she admitted. And neither will you. I shook my head. No, I'm leaving, but my feet wouldn't move. The floor beneath me vibrated, subtle, alive. From the end of the hall, a voice echoed. Daniel's voice, weak, familiar. Please, he called. Don't leave me alone. Tears filled my eyes. Every instinct I had as a nurse screamed to help. To go back. To answer. That's how it chooses, the charge nurse whispered. The ones who care too much. Room for 17's door creaked open inside. The bed waited, clean, made, empty. Lena turned to me, her expression almost kind. Someone has to be here, she said. And I'm so tired. The call light stopped. Silence. Then my pager vibrated one last time. Call. Light. Room for 117. And suddenly, I understood. Pager vibrated in my hand. I didn't look at it. I already knew what it said. The charge nurse stepped back, tears in her eyes. If you walk away now, she whispered, it'll follow you. It always does. Lena stood near the doorway of room for 117. She looked lighter, almost relieved. I didn't know at first, she said softly. I thought I was helping him. She glanced inside the room. But the room doesn't want help. It wants company. The air inside for 117 felt warm now, to warm. The smell of metal was gone, replaced by something familiar, comfort, safety. Terrified me more than anything else. Inside the room, Daniel sat up in the bed. His eyes were no longer hollow. They were focused, grateful. You came back, he said. I stepped forward before I realized I was moving. No, the charge nurse said sharply. Don't listen, Daniel smiled. I just need someone here, he said. Someone who won't leave. The walls seemed closer now. Breathing. The door behind me slowly swung shut. Lena touched my arm. He doesn't hurt us, she said. He keeps us. I looked at her wrist. The faint restraint scars were gone. She looked at peace. The call light clicked off. For the first time that night, silence filled the hallway. The charge nurse let out a shaky breath. You see, Lena whispered. When the room isn't empty, it sleeps. Daniel lay back down. The lights steadied. The monitors blinked on. Vitals appeared normal. Room 417 was quiet, working, occupied. I turned back toward the hallway, but the hallway wasn't there anymore. Just wall, painted over and sealed. The charge nurse was gone. So was the door. Lena squeezed my hand. Don't be afraid. She said gently, you won't be alone. The clock on the wall blinked to 13 a.m. And somewhere far away, a pager rang for someone else.